Yeah, Hare Krishna. All right. So come back to the discussion again. So is this point clear? What I mentioned to all of you? Is this all right? We should not misunderstand this point. It's very, very important point to be understood. Is this point clear? Is it all right? Okay. Now let's move forward now, please. Could you read again? Continue reading, please. Therefore,
our Vedic system is to first of all train a boy as a brahmachari, no sex life. The Vedic principle is to reduce attachment, not to increase it. Therefore, the whole system is called Varṇāśrama-dharma. The Indian system calls for Varna and Ashrama, 4 social orders and 4 spiritual orders. Brahmacharya, celibate student life. Grihastha, married life. Vanaprastha, retired life. And Sannyasa, renounced life. These are the spiritual orders. And the social orders consist of Brahmanas, intellectuals, Kshatriyas, administrators, Vaishyas, merchants and farmers, and Shudras, ordinary workers. So, under this system, the regulative principles are so nice that even if one has the tendency to enjoy material life, he is so nicely molded that at last he achieves liberation and goes back home, back to Godhead. This is the process. So sex life is not required, but because we are attached to it, therefore there are some regulative principles under which it is maintained.
it's as simple as that. Very clear cut. Yeah. All right. Please continue.
Srila Prabhupada.
No,
It is said,
starts somewhere in the background.
Chanting starts somewhere in the background with exotic mridanga drum beats amidst laughing and the loud blowing of horns. Srila Prabhupada. It is said in Srimad Bhāgavatam that Pumsa Triya Mithuna Bhavam Etam Tayor Mitho Hridaya Granthim Ayuh Ato Graha Kshetra Sutapta Vitair Janasya Moho Yam Aham Mameti. This sex life,
read this translation.
The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. This sex life is the basic principle of material life attachment for man or woman. And when they are united, when a man and a woman are united, that attachment becomes increased. And that increased attachment will induce one to accumulate griha, a home, kshetra, land, sutta, children, apta, friendship or society, and vitta. Vitt means money. In this way, griha, kshetra, sutapta, vitaha, vitai, he becomes entangled. Janasya mohoyam, this is the illusion. And by this illusion, he thinks, aham mameti, I am this body and anything in relationship with this body is mine. Bob, what is that again?
Yep.
Srila Prabhupada. This attachment increases. The material attachment involves thinking, I am this body. And because I have this body in a particular place, that is my country. And that is going on. I am American, I am Indian, I am German, I am this, I am that, this body. This is my country. I shall sacrifice everything for my country and society. So in this way, the illusion increases. And under this illusion, when he dies, he gets another body. That may be a superior body or inferior body according to his karma. So if he gets a superior body, then that is also an entanglement. Even if he goes to the heavenly planets. But if he becomes a cat or dog, then his life is lost. Or a tree.
But thank you, Prabhuji. What here? So if he gets superior body, then that is also an entanglement, even if he goes to the heavenly planets. So heavenly planets is where who resides?
Devtas.
Like who of them? Give me their names, please.
Indra, Agni, Vayu, and all the Gandharvas, the Apsaras, Rambha, and
all the devas.
All the devas.
Heavenly planets. So that body is also superior body, but it is also an entanglement. Why is it entanglement?
Because their bodies are meant more for enjoyment. Their body is more suited for enjoyment.
Right. And karma, the law of karma applies there also. Okay. So devas also suffer and enjoy the karmic reactions. That's why even Brahma, sometimes Krishna has to take the position of Brahma. Because there is no ordinary living being suitable enough to take the position of Brahma. So also Indra. You see? And they are for each planet, each universe, separate. And there are 14 Indras in one day of Brahma. You see? So even among demigods, there are so many categories. And Indra is the king of heaven. Even he becomes jealous. Even he is cursed. You see? Even when Indra also killed a Brahmana, he was also cursed. And he had to run because a pure Brahmana, not all Brahmana, but pure Brahmana there, because of being cursed, he also had deformity. Jara, an old age coming, deformity coming to him. And the old age and deformity came to him in the form of a lady, old lady, running after him. So he had to run away from her. And he went and took shelter on inside a stem of a lotus flower which was growing in the Manasarovar lake, the special pond of Mother Lakshmi there. And he stayed there for a long time before the curse was removed. You see? So that's the position of Indra as well. What to talk about us? So if by our actions, either we can go high to higher planets or even lower. That's given here. But if one becomes a cat or a dog, then his life is lost. Or a tree, there is every chance of it. What do you mean life is lost? It means that in the lower species of life, there's very tough chance to progress further to human species. You have to naturally progress if you are not killed in between. So again, from this level, that level, again go back to that. Come to human form. Again, in human form, you have a chance to release yourself from this bondage of material existence of birth and death. And at this stage, if we do not utilize it properly, then again we are struggling, again back to cat or dog or ant or worm. We're finished. That's why it's called lost. And if we go to, this is only still animal planets, okay, animal and dogs and those species. But what about life in the hellish planets? Patal, Talatal, Sutal, all these planets. What about them? It is said that once you enter the hellish planet life, it's impossible, nearly impossible to come out of hellish life back to the medium level of earthly planets. It's a different world by itself, and we are not aware about this. So we just squandered our human life existence. So what Prabhupada are telling us here is that do not squander your human life. It's a very special life. Make the most of it. Unfortunately, in today's world, even those so-called sadhus who preach like this, they're themselves attached, to wine, women, wealth, all nonsense going on everywhere. Is this point okay? So we move further.
So this science is not known in the world. How the soul is transmigrating from one body to another, and how he is being entrapped in different types of bodies. This science is unknown. Therefore, when Arjuna was speaking, if I kill my brother, if I kill my grandfather on the other side, he was simply thinking on the basis of the bodily concept of life. But when his problems could not be solved, he surrendered to Krishna and accepted him as spiritual master. And when Krishna became his spiritual master, he chastised Arjuna in the beginning. Asochayan anvasochas tvam pragya vadamscha bhashase gatasun agatasums cha nanusochanti pandita.
Very good, very good.
You are talking like a learned man, but you are fool number one because you are talking about the bodily concept of life. Bhagavad Gita 2.11. So this sex life increases the bodily concept of life.
Again, the verse, read this verse again. Go slowly, and read nicely. Very nice. You tried a very good first time. Again.
You are talking like a learned man.
No, Sanskrit. Start from here.
Okay. Asochayan anvasochas tvam pragya vadamscha bhashase gatasun agatasums cha nanusochanti pandita.
Very good. Yes.
You are talking like a learned man, but you are fool number one because you are talking about the bodily concept of life.
See, this is the point where Arjuna accepted Krishna as his guru. Said, I do not know what is right, what is wrong. So please tell me what is right for me. I accept you as my guru. And this is what he says. The blessed Lord said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. This is the position we should come. So if you think that by having sex life, having attachments, all these things, we'll come to this stage that we should not mourn for what that is not worthy of grief. We become wise. And we lament neither for the living nor for the dead, then that is best. This is our aim. At this stage in life, then our love for Krishna fully matures. See? The material body itself is temporary and finishing. That point has to be very importantly understood. Yeah. And Prahlad Maharaj was 5 years. He was just 5 years old, Prahlad Maharaj. And he told this to friends, saying that he's telling this to his friends, all 5-year-old children, saying that Kaumara Acharit Pragno. He said at a very tender age of Kaumar, 5 years or so, one has to take up devotional service to Krishna. Dharman Bhāgavatam iha. Durlabham Manusham Janma. So this Manusha Janma, human form of life, is Durlabham. We are achieved with a lot of great pain. Because we have forgotten about it, that's why we don't act upon this. We don't understand the importance of having human form of life. Tadapi adruvam arsadam. So we must make the most of this. So this is a 5-year-old devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, saying this instruction. Yeah? Not an old man saying this instruction. Okay. All right, please continue.
Bob, to reduce it over the stages of your life, Srila Prabhupada, yes, reduce it. A boy is trained as a student up to 25 years, restricting sex life, brahmachari. So, some of the boys remain naistika brahmachari, celibate for life, because they are given education and they become fully conversant with spiritual knowledge. They don't want to marry. That is also restricted. He cannot have sex life without being married. Therefore, in human society, there is marriage, not in animal society. But people are gradually descending from human society to animal society. They are forgetting marriage.
Yeah, we got
that is also,
even in India, you got this situation now. Partners. All this nonsense is going on there. Partners and all those things. Yes, please continue.
They are forgetting marriage. That is also predicted in the Shastras. dampatye bhiruchir hetuh. In the Kali Yuga, the present age of quarrel, eventually there will be no marriage performances. The boy and the girl will simply agree to live together and their relationship will exist on sexual power.
What is happening?
If the man or the woman is deficient in sex life, then there is divorce. So for this philosophy, there are many Western philosophers like Freud and others who have written so many books. But according to Vedic culture, we are interested in sex only for begetting children. That's all. Not to study the psychology of sex life. There is already natural psychology for that. Even if one does not read any philosophy, he is sexually inclined. Nobody is taught it in the college and school, in the schools and colleges. Everyone already knows how to do it. He laughs. That is the general tendency. But education should be given to stop it. That is real education. There is a long pause filled with the sound of bicycle horns, children playing, and throngs of people calling to one another. Bob, presently in America, that's a radical concept. Srila Prabhupada. Well, in America, there are so many things that require reformation, and this Krishna consciousness movement will bring that. I went to your country and saw that the boys and girls were living like friends. So I said to my students, you cannot live together as friends. You must get yourselves married.
Okay,
Bob.
you must understand this point. Even in our society, in ISKCON, in Krishna consciousness, there have been many fall downs. Okay, Prabhupada taught this, but it was very difficult for people to follow. Even big sannyasis have fallen down with illicit sex and so many other things. Even gay sex also, homosexuals. Okay, big people. So don't think. What I'm trying to say and why I'm giving this information is that it is very difficult to follow. Okay, but this is our aim to do, and never forget the aim. To everything is working against us in this body. Everything is working against us. Whatever naturally we want to do, natural attraction, it is working against us. So we are not interested in this. It is not right. Don't do this. You see? There is a reason why there are bogus gurus also, who say, oh, sex is an expression, we must encourage this. You will find God by this. They're bogus. The Bhagwan, one of the Bhagwan was saying this, that Rajinish, the cheat, This is how it is. And people want to be following. And his followers, he calls everybody sannyasis. Hare man, what sannyasis? They have not given up anything. He calls sannyasis. And look what happened. Total bogus. Please, we must save ourselves from these things. Only these are what Prabhupada is saying here. These are vividly described in the Bhagavad Gita. What and how to do it is mentioned and described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the reason why our whole life should be dedicated in studying these scriptures and chanting our rounds. No complications. It's going to be very hard. I found it very hard to find time. So many of us find it hard to find time. But we have to steal time, you see. We have to steal time. And for that, all our material duties should be done perfectly. If we do our material duties very perfectly, then we can very easily find time to do spiritual things. Easily or not easily, but we'll find some time. We have to snatch some time for it. That is very important to be understood. Is it okay? Please continue.
Bob, many people see that even marriage is not sacred. So they find no desire to marry because people get married and if things are not proper, they get a divorce so very easily. Srila Prabhupada. Yes, that also.
Just for this, in New Zealand it is said, if a man and a woman, or a man and a man and a woman, they stay as partners for 3 years, then after 3 years when they want to separate, then they have to do half the property. So the government has to step in. What kind of bogus things are there, Otherwise, if for 3 years, so many years we worked together, I've helped him, I helped her to grow up. Now we're separating, we should get some share of the property. It's all material things. All material things. If a person really loves each other, if there's honesty and there's separation, they say, you take everything. I don't want anything from you. Enjoy. And the person says, you take everything, I don't want anything from you. You see? But that sense control doesn't exist today. Very unfortunate situation in this world. Yes, please continue.
Bob, that some people feel that to get married is not meaningful. Srila Prabhupada, no. Their idea is that marriage is for legalized prostitution. They think like that, but that is not marriage. Even that Christian paper, what is that? Watch Shyama Sundara, Watchtower, Srila Prabhupada, Watchtower. It has criticized that one priest has allowed a marriage between two men, homosexuality. So these things are all going on. They take it purely for prostitution. That's all. So therefore, people are thinking, what is the use of keeping a regular prostitute as such heavy expenditure? Better not to have this. Shyama Sundara. You use that example of the cow and the market. Srila Prabhupada. Yes. When the milk is available in the marketplace, what is the use of keeping a cow? Everyone laughs. It is a very abominable condition in the Western countries. I have seen it. Here also in India, gradually it is coming. Therefore, we have started this Krishna consciousness movement to educate people in the essential principles of spiritual life. It is not a sectarian religious movement. It is a cultural movement for everyone's benefit.
Very well. Perfect. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, any one of you have questions on what we discussed so far today, please? I think from here, then the third chapter. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Pass Prabhu. Any questions anyone has got, please feel free to ask me on this point. Or you want to share your realizations, then please feel free. No? No questions? All good? Then I'll pick up all of you and ask questions. This is your chance. Then I'll ask questions.
Prabhuji?
Yes, mother.
I just wanted to know what you will have to say there is an increasing trend of relationships before marriage. So what would you like to say about that particular thing? What advice do we give to them?
See, relationship before marriage, I love you, you love me relationship, right? Well, right. What can I say? Even my marriage was I love you, you love me marriage. My marriage was not that of, parents seeing the girl seeing the boy, and then no. I found my girl found me. She's my wife, As Guru Maharaj would say, I love you, you love me, marriage, So, well, I've done it. Okay. Best is whereby you've got parents looking for the child for the marriage, Marriage is not about two families, two living beings. It's about two families coming together. It's a Vedic way. But of course, once my parents knew, I introduced them, they said, now you have done your job of finding a girl. Now we will. So they both met together. It was formalized and all those things happened. The marriage took place properly, with all those things. But parents also have an important role to play, in this. I believe, although my marriage was like this, it was still a role to play. And nowadays things are going from bad to worse. It happens this way. It is not wrong all the time. Well, I will not say it is wrong. But at the same time, it is very important that one keeps a very, very open relationship with the parents. Ultimately, parents are the caregivers. They would have broken our neck when we were born. and we would not have protested against them. We don't know these things. In New Zealand, the children, the amount of young children we kill in New Zealand is astonishing. I cannot even describe to you how young children, young meaning I'm talking about few weeks old, 1 or 2 months old, and regularly it happens in New Zealand. If it is not, we must be having per capita highest in the world. Imagine this in a country. So it's very important that somewhere there is parents' guidance also involved in these things, and with their blessings you continue. That's all right, because the Vedic way also is Swayamvar was also happening. They would choose their pair partners, but these things are important to understand. The compatibility, that is the most important thing. Otherwise, what happens is that a boy meets a girl, he likes a girl, or a girl meets a boy, he likes a boy, and then whose advice they take? Their friends. The girl says, he looks like a rock star, I love him so much. And to get approval, she goes and talks to her friend. And she's her age, same information, same experience. Yeah, that's right, he's a rock star. Great, go for it. And same thing with the boy. So it requires some maturity somewhere. And I believe if anyone who has got a good relationship with the parents going, that is better. And ultimately, parents know what is best for us. At least those with the Indian background. With the Western background, you can't even trust that way. I cannot generalize this, I'm sorry, but I've seen that. So many of them have told me this way. Parents don't have much control, no much life, say in their lives of the children. Is this all right, or did I confuse you, Mother?
No, yes, Prabhuji, I understand.
Great stuff. Anybody else has any questions on what we discussed? Please, these are very important. These are the times where we understand the concepts. These are Bhagavatam concepts which has to be understood now, because then afterwards it becomes a routine, normal. We understand this and we move on to the next level. Okay. All right. Now, I think there was a question which, again, my young mother, Divyanshi mother, wanted to ask me. So would you like to bring the question to the table, please?
Yes. Prabhuji, I wanted to ask that since we know that there are a lot of interpretations of Bhagavad Gita out there, like multiple, you can find a lot of interpretations of Bhagavad Gita out there. And I just wanted to ask that why did Krishna speak Gita in a way that it was open to interpretation by other people? Why was it not absolute? Why did he just not say things like, don't eat meat, don't drink, don't do this, worship me, surrender unto me? Just say these things clearly without anything open for interpretation. Because there are a lot of people out there who make interpretations of Bhagavad Gita, the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, to be in a material sense, that just do whatever you can do and then just leave everything else up, or like don't expect anything. They just like twist it in a material sense and don't take it the way Krishna really meant it. So why did Krishna say it in a way that it was open to interpretation? Why did he just not say it in the absolute form?
Can you give an example of this, please?
Like I said, we only give the argument that we have for vegetarianism is that Krishna says in Gita that if you offer me something like a fruit or water or leaves or anything, I will eat that. So we say that because Krishna has asked for these things and he has not asked for meat, that's why we shouldn't eat meat. But at the same time, why did he just not say that don't eat meat, don't or do this or whatever? Like why did he leave those things out for interpretation?
Yeah, then he has to say, don't give me chicken, don't give me mutton, don't give me beef, don't give me snake to eat, don't give me a bat to eat. Yeah.
Like this kind of things, like for a lot of different things. Like that's just one example.
See, same thing, simple thing. If I call you to my home to have lunch, ask you what would you like to eat? What do you eat? So you say, I eat this, I eat whatever, I eat roti, sabji. Or you call me, so okay, I'll come with my family. What do you eat? I eat roti, I eat bread, dal, roti, sabji, rice. That's enough. I have told you what I want. The remaining things I told you I don't want. It's understood. Otherwise, I would say, well, I eat pizza, I eat pasta, I eat this, I eat that, I want this, I want that, but I eat this. Okay. So that is how he's very straightforward. He said, with Pashvam Pulam, Patram Pulam, give me with love, some leaves, some water, some fruit, some flower, and I'll accept it with love. No problem. He has said this very clearly. What more clarity do we want?
But you would also at the same time find people out there who will have the argument that just because he said that he wants to eat this doesn't mean that you shouldn't eat this.
Yeah, of course, people are going to say that. Of course, they're going to say that. So what? They define Bhagavad Gita? Or Krishna defines Bhagavad Gita? Supposing if you call me to your home, as I told you again, so okay, what do you eat, Prabhuji? I said, I eat rice, dal, sabji, vegetables, rice. I eat this much. Very nicely. Thank you. Somebody will say, why didn't you offer him meat? Why didn't you offer him Coca-Cola? Why not alcohol? Why not this? So there are so many things people can say. But you will focus on what I told you, right? Am I correct in understanding this point?
Right. Yes,
If you invite me to come to your home and you say, what would you like to eat? I said, give me rice, this, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. So then other people come and say, you must cook this also, you must cook that also, this also. You say, no, hold on. What did he ask for? This. But that's it. No chaos. Don't confuse me. He asked me this, I'll cook for this much. That's it.
Yes.
Is it not straightforward? I thought it is very straightforward.
Yes.
Similarly, when he says about Karma Yoga, he talks about Gnana Yoga, he talks about Bhakti Yoga. He says very clearly superior things of everything is Bhakti Yoga only. But people don't want to understand it, you see. They want to adjust things so it fits into their pocket.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That is the point. That is the point. We have seen this argument so many times, People say, why not? What do you mean, why not? He has said this, I'm giving him this. You focus on what has been told to you rather than what has not been told to you. Most of the time, rather all the time, people use this because they want to eat.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There's the truth of the matter.
Yes.
At this point, because they want to eat, they're saying, why Krishna can eat? Krishna is God, he can do whatever he wants to do, but I will eat. So, no problem, eat. You don't find people to say, don't eat, you want to eat, you eat, but this is what will happen to you. Next birth, you'll be eaten.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, simple as that. And even those people who worship Kali, Mother Kali, and the Kali, there is meat offered, to Kali, Mother. There are mantras which are prayed, and a mantra says that this life, I'm cutting and eating you, whatever goat or chicken or whatever. The next life, you cut and eat me. Those people understand the meaning of that mantra what has been offered, given. They will not do it. And because human society is such that there are levels and people are not going to listen to us. That is the reason why Krishna has very mercifully arranged that only in certain conditions we are allowed to eat meat. Like Mother Kali will allow to eat meat. What are these conditions? What is the condition? Next birth, you will be eaten. So for next birth, you have to come as a chicken or a mutton or whatever it is, or a goat. Again, you slide down. See? So that is the reason why Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is very important. That's why it's called as it is, not interpretations. That is the reason why so many people have become devotees based upon this book. Otherwise, people get confused reading Bhagavad Gita. There are so many interpretations.
Yes, Prabhuji.
every man with a dog has an answer. In India, generally the answer they give is, I believe in karma. Ask any person walking on the street, I believe in karma. What do you mean? I work hard, take care of my family, that is good for me. It is rascal now. The Gramedis, they're preparing for sliding down again. That is good. Taking care of the family is prime duty. That's not the only duty. Just like we discussed about, sex is an important ingredient in a relationship. It has to be. It's a pivotal relationship. But that is not the only relation, not the only element in the relationship. So this point is what is common sense, which people are not understanding.
Yes,
Is this okay?
yes.
Everything it says clearly. And on the top of it says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, the 4 seed verses of Bhagavad Gita. I am the source of spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Mattah Sarvam Pravartate, Iti Matva Bhajante Mam, Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. He says this. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. He says this clear cut. But how do we interpret it? No, it is not the Krishna. If you read Radha Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, he writes, no, it is not. It is unborn in Krishna whom we have to worship. And they confuse all these things. All rascals. All rascals. All these big YouTube stars are rascals. They will, as I always say, they will give you food to eat, mamra, mamra khate aap? You eat mamra? What is it called? Puffed, what do you call puffed rice? Puffed rice. You eat rice? You eat
Poha, Prabhu.
Poha. Poha is different, but still, mamra is puffed rice. Poha is rice, chipped rice. Poha is puffed rice. Bhel, puff, mamra. So mamra has or buff rice has a tendency, you eat, your mouth will be tired, but the stomach is empty. The stomach will remain empty, never gets full. So all these rascals on big gurus, they're like this. They confuse you with so many things. Life is like, it's like an electrical thing, and it's like a connection, and then this happens, and I hear all this nonsense all the time, man. Spiritual life is like walking, when I'm walking on the big man, millions of people following him, speaking like this. What is spirituality? Well, what can I explain to you what is spirituality? This is what he says. As I'm walking on a mountain, I feel so peace. How can I tell you what peace is? That is not spirituality. This is bogusness. There is no Krishna in their lives. Nothing. Bogus. Total bogus. That's why they dye their hair. Foolish people. This world is made up of cheaters and the cheated. Remember. That's why I always say, Prabhupada has said it, that you surrender intelligently. Don't surrender your intelligence. Even in ISKCON, even in Hare Krishna, don't surrender your intelligence. Surrender intelligently. Everywhere. That right we have got. Because ultimately we choose where we want to go, up or down. Is it all right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good. Anyone else has any questions before we finish today's discussion, please? No questions? How come, man? We should have some questions, right? What about you, Mukunda? No? Okay. All right then. Thank you very much. So we meet online anyways every day.
No question, Prabhuji, as of now.
No question. Okay, that's good. That's good. So we meet online. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We are on WhatsApp group anyways. You are feel free to invite people to join our WhatsApp group. You'll find the link to join in our information area, So feel free to invite them and encourage them to join if you feel you benefited from what we are doing. And make sure you let them know this is a philosophically inclined group. This is very important to understand and tell them. Because people may think that, okay, this is where you'll be seeing some kirtans, some deities. We don't do such things. We focus upon philosophy. They're very hardcore, focused philosophy, practical implementation of philosophy. Because that's what Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev had instructed me, that make sure you do the hard work. You make sure that your study Bhagavatam and give practical realizations to people. Only then they will be interested. Pass it is to all disciples, the grand disciples, great grand disciples, everyone. So inform everybody, bring your friends and relatives, make them join our WhatsApp group, and if you feel like, they can join our Zoom as well. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol Hare Krishna.